morning. This is Doreen Velin from Process Art Discovery. I want to thank you for being with me this morning. We're going to do something very untraditional, very different, and it's an experiment. I've never even seen it before in my life, and I'm old. So stay with us, subscribe, and keep on subscribing so you can get other videos. And remember to click that little bell at the top, and then you'll get more notifications every time. Okay, here we go. You know how we always say that we're painting 3D on a 1D surface? 1D surface means that we have a piece of canvas like this, okay? So we have the one piece of canvas that's called 1D, one-dimensional. And we're trying to do a 3D dimensional on 1D. Well, today, for the first time, we're going to do 3D on a two-dimensional. Yes, two. Stay tuned because this is going to be something very erratic. I don't even know if it'll work, so we'll experiment together. So I have to tell you a little story first. When I was a little girl, and I shouldn't really tell this on media, but I'm going to be really sharing here. I was born and raised in a wartime house, and if any of you have ever lived in a house built in the 40s, they had keyholes, and they had keyholes in every room. Well, one of the rooms was a bathroom. Well, when I was a little girl, I was the only one in my family, and I couldn't figure out why my father stood up to go to the bathroom and I had to sit down in the toilet. So every time he went to the bathroom, I actually put my eye up to the keyhole to see if I could see something. I never could see anything, but I was very disappointed. But anyway, I'm going to reproduce that memory today. We're going to be peeping through a keyhole. A keyhole. Oh my God, that's a blooper right there. So anyway, this is a door, and I hope you all can see it. I can show it to you a bit clearly if you want to go like this and see it. Okay, it's a door with a handle and a keyhole. And that keyhole is going to be a little different by the time we're finished. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do the wall first. This is just a wall, and this is the door here. So I'm going to paint the wall. I'm just going to mask it off. And so we have a bit of masking tape. This is my good masking tape I got from Home Hardware. If you watched my other videos, you would have seen that it's really good. It doesn't bleed, which means it doesn't go fuzzy when you take it off. You have to watch my other videos to see that. Okay, so just search them. I think it's on Okanagan one, the Okanagan one. And I talk about the different kinds of masking tape. Okay, so I'm just going to do a plain beige wall. I don't want it to be at the center tension. This is the picture I'm using as a reference. Okay, it's actually probably about a 19th century, like it's a really old door. I'm not going to be doing all that gussy stuff because in the 40s they didn't have that. They just had regular little plates on the doors. So I'm going to be just using it as a reference. Okay, so we're going to do the wall first of all. Just going to do a nice color over here. That's the only part that there is a wall. Just going to do it in a plain beigey color, kind of nondescript. I don't want too much attention on it. Just going to do it just like that, just like a fawny color. Very light. I think I'll do it light because the door will probably be darker. Yeah. Oh, actually, I got this one darker, so maybe I'll do darker than the door. If I do it darker than the door, yeah, if I do this darker than the door is going to show up more. So I'm actually doing the wrong thing. I actually should be doing it opposite to what I'm doing now. So instead of a nice pale color, I'm going to be putting some good old, my favorite color, sepia in here, which is a really dark brown. I love it. And I'll throw some sepia in it. That's a new brand I'm trying. It's a little bit watery, but they had it at an art store, so I thought I'd try it out. So we're just going to make this kind of a muddy, nondescript end. And it's going to be very plain because it's paint, so it's not going to be any streaks or anything, just really plain. Remember to do your strokes from edge to edge. Never start here. I see so many people going like this. Look at the lines I get. It's awful. Look at those lines. So you never want to do that. Always going to go from the edge. nice and even. Want it to look like a wall. So very, very nondescript. Very clean looking. And do the edges too. A lot of artists now wrap their pictures. It's very, I think the most I've seen, people say they like it better. Forget about the frames, forget about the little canvas boards and putting it in the frame. I find that pictures will sell better if they're not framed. And why is because people will like your painting, but they won't necessarily like your frame. So then they think, well, why should I pay for that when I'm not going to use that frame anyway? So yeah, you know, let them get their own frame if they want a frame. And these 2-inch deep ones, they're wonderful, and you don't need frames for them ever. If you use those little buzz boards, the 1/2 inchers, yeah, they kind of have to go in a frame because they're not gallery accepted anyway. So you want to use the deep frames, deep canvases. They're called deep canvas. I don't think they're actually 2-inch. I've always called them 2-inch, but I think that's wrong. They don't look 2-inch to me. They look like about 1.25 inches. But they're not the little 1/2 inch ones. There, so I try to get it nice and smooth, top to bottom. Okay, and the end, this end too. Sepia is a wonderful color, you know, if you want. Oh, it's great for forest scenes, barns, you know, doing old buildings. I love sepia. I've actually did a whole picture in just sepia and water, like just as a monotone. And it's gorgeous for old barns and buckboards and stuff like that. It looks really, really good. So sepia is a must in any palette, I think. Any bin or whatever you have, it's a must. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother letting that dry. Remember to wash my brush out. Very important, eh? Don't wash your brush. You don't have a brush the next day. It's gone. It's ruined, especially the acrylic. Watercolor, no problem. Okay, there's my edge of my wall. Okay, now I'm going to take that same one and I'm going to put it here. Instead of getting a new one, I'll just use the same one. Save on tape. Tape's expensive. Holy smoke, go in there, couldn't believe it. I think it's like $8 a little roll like this. But it is valuable. So now either let that dry. Maybe we'll stop here and let it dry. Hi, we're back. Now it's dry. It should be very nice and dry to the touch. Another way is that it's not shiny at all. It should be very dull. You have to let it dry before you put this stuff on top. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. So I'm going to tape it again. Because this is the wall and this is the door. So I don't want any of it to bleed over. I love this tape. It's very good, by the way. Okay, now, if you look at the picture, I want to show you something here. Your door frame is back here. And then you have your door. And see the shadow here? That's really important. Otherwise, you won't have any depth. So make sure that you get, this is your door, and you get a bit of a shadow. That means your door is kind of in front of that door frame. Just like any door would be in front of a door frame, and it just gives you depth, a little bit of depth. So that's what I'm going to try to achieve here. And I'm going to use a palette knife. I just find that the door will be even more chunky. So I might not, maybe I won't use it. Maybe I have seconds I don't want to use the palette knife. I'll just use a brush like this. No, I'll do this one. Okay, I'm getting a square brush. Nice, a little bit softer, not hard like those hard bristles like for oil paint. I like these little bit softer ones, but not too soft for watercolor. So it's kind of an in-between, nice square, nice crisp edge to it. And I'm going to be just doing, a light texture because I want all my texture on the door. So that's what I'm thinking in my head. And I'm going to do a bit of a shadow. So I'm going to just do a little shadow here and do that first, I think. Do my shadow. Don't admire my sepia. That's my shadow. A bit more. So that is my shadow, and I'm going to blend it into the lighter color. There we go. I just did what I told you not to. You didn't see that right. Okay. Now I'm going to do that nice blonde color. Get away from that dark brown. I'm going to do mostly this with a little bit of brown. And I want this darker than my door. So my door is going to be lighter because it's the center of attention. It's your focal point. So you can do this a little bit darker than your door. I don't want this little line here, so I'm going to try to mush it up a little bit so I don't get a line. I know this is untraditional. You artists are out there going to go, ah, what is she doing? What is she doing? Well, it kind of works if you do it right away. Your paint is nice and wet. There you go. I'm going to paint right over that shadow. I want lighter on that, lighter on this side. There it is. There it is. Okay, that worked. Now, as long as your paint is good and wet, if it starts to dry, mushing it up, won't work. I use very technical terms. You have noticed how that I don't use very, very technical terms. It's más importante that you understand that. Comprende? Okay. So there we are. There's our door jamb now with a little bit of shadow. I can take it away right away so you can see it. Rolling right along here. We're at the door now. We're almost at the keyhole. There's my shadow. Okay. Let's see, they're real close there. Okay. We're getting there. Now, see, it did go a little bit bubbly. I didn't press it down though very good. Make sure you press the tape down. It does. That's what happened because I didn't press it. I was kind of being quick with it. Now I've got the door jamb. Okay, this is the door jamb. Actually, I made a mistake. This was supposed to be a shadow in here. So I'm going to make the door jamb now wide. So I'm going to now do this in pale light color. I'm going to do again my tape. Or what I could do is just go over a little bit farther and it won't be quite so wide. I think I'll do that. There we go. Yeah, I guess I drew this line, you see, to show my shadow, which is quite a wide shadow there. I did too much. Okay, now I'll press it down better this time. I know I didn't press it down last time because I didn't want my hands to get all painty, full of paint, but anyway. Okay, this is my door jamb. Now I'm going to use a palette knife. And I want it kind of crusty. Again, this is the picture, so this is the part I'm doing right now, is right here. Okay, so I want it old looking and kind of, you know, there's gonna be little bits of dark brown in there. It's pale, so I use my pale color first. Oh, a touch of brown there. Okay, and I'm going to be, now make sure your wood goes up and down, and see it's showing it there that the wood kind of, if it goes along the grain, it's going to split along the grain. So you want your creases going like that. You don't want them going across your wood, because that's going across the grain and it doesn't look natural. So your wood will always split along with the grain. Guess I should put a tape on the other side, shouldn't I? Should have done that. Darn tape. Now I call it the darn tape. I'll just put here. Probably fudge the rest of the oil on there. Don't need it there, I need it there. Put a new one. I need it here. That's my door. I might deepen that, I might deepen that shadow. It's not wet, it's not dry. I'm trying to rush it here. I might have to fix it later. Okay. I'm gonna just I might use different sizes. I got, look at all the sizes of palette knives I got. So I don't know what ones to use. I'm just gonna play around. I'll try different ones. I'm trying to cover up that black line now. That's my major thing to do. I love working with wood. Actually, I took woodworking, and I love the smell of wood. I really get turned on by the smell of wood. Oh my gosh, it turns me on. So I love doing wood. I love the smell of cherry wood. If any of you have ever smelled cherry wood, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Oof. Gee, it just makes me want to bake a cake. Or flip eggs. I don't know which. Okay, so we're going to do some dark now. Streaks into this. I'm going to use the edge of my knife like this. And I'm just going to do some like that. Just trying to get a bit of texture. I don't work a lot with a palette knife. Some people, that's all they do is a palette knife, and I do like it. When I do it, I really like it. It's kind of fun. let the colors speak to you. I mean, don't, you know, a lot of people go, ee. Don't do that. Just step back, let it just kind of do its own thing, and be loose. Let that painting speak to you. It's not going to be like on the picture. It's going to be your own creation out of your own head. Nobody can ever copy what you do because it's yours. And that's what's so cool about art. It's your own creation. I work a lot with the recovery house right now, and I'm using art to help them get their feelings out. And I know one guy one time, he came in, he says, oh, I'm so tense, I can't even do anything, I don't do anything, I'm just so, he said, don't even talk to me. I said, I gave him a piece of paper, and I said, here's a piece of paper. I want you to take a pencil or whatever you want to do, paintbrush, whatever. I just like you to put down how you're feeling inside. Well, when he was finished, he had little spirals like this, curly cues on the paper, and it looked gorgeous. And I said, oh my God, that is so beautiful. And he said, I feel so much better now. He said, I didn't know that would happen. There you go. So if you have tension, if you have a lot of junk in your life, like I have right now, you just get anything out. Just a pencil on paper and sketch. Yeah, one day I'll do sketching, and then we can work on that, because anybody can take that anywhere. You can take a little book with you, little tiny little notebook, put in your pocket, and then when you're just feeling, you know, you're on your lunch hour or something, your boss is giving you the what for, you can just take that out. So you know what? This is a little dark, but I don't mind that. Just going to lighten it up a little bit. Maybe I'll put some more in, then it won't be so bad. Okay. And up to the top. Make sure you have it carried right through. Okay. I think that's okay. I like that. Oops. Don't like that.